Hello everyone, and welcome to the award-winning Kingsport Chamber Zone. We are the show that is all about Kingsport, this great place that we are fortunate to call our home. I am Laura Woods with Care Centers Management Consulting, and he's my good friend and snow buddy, Bob Fegans with the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for being our snowman model this week. Really appreciate it.
Well, I have many opportunities to do that this week, as we all have.
Certainly, and speaking of snow, as you all know, the weather has not been terribly cooperative, so today we decided to make it easy on Bob, that we would tape the show somewhere very close to where he's located, and that would be the Kingsport City Schools office, which is just 2 floors above Bob's office in the building that they share with the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce in downtown Kingsport.
Yes, I was going to have a hard time getting out of this one, wasn't I?
You were.
Saying I couldn't find it.
There was no excuse.
But you did offer me a ride, which is the first time, which is odd, so thank you for that. But we are happy.
My back's a little sore from it, but you're welcome.
We are happy to be here at Kingsport City Schools main headquarters with a beautiful view of Kingsport, which you'll see here in just a moment. But there's a lot going on with the Kingsport City School System as they approach the midway point of the spring semester. Lots of awards to talk about, lots of student updates to talk about. There's so much going on, but in particular, they've created a great new idea, and it's called the Kingsport City Schools Hall of Fame. And this is to recognize teachers, educators, administrators, staff members, people who have made major contributions to the students of the Kingsport City School System throughout its history. So we'll tell you all about that, and also how you can help nominate people for that illustrious honor. What
a great idea. And since we are here in downtown, of course, we would have to feature one of the newest and exciting projects in downtown Kingsport, and that would be the Kingsport Carousel. From where we are, we can see the building, and oh, it is so close to being finished, Bob. It's so exciting. It's a project that we've been talking about for many years. It's a project that you all have been hearing about for just as long. And when we have Bonnie McDonald on the show, she will tell us not only about when we can expect it to open, but also ways that you can still help contribute to this fantastic project.
Oh, there's a lot of excitement over that. And a little later on your CZ, we'll have an update with your Keep Kingsport Beautiful program. A lot going on with KKB this spring as they are preparing for the Great American Cleanup. 3 months of many environmental cleanup events. We'll tell you all about that. And also, Laura, do you have a green thumb?
No.
I know. Well, you don't.
No.
Well, if you are a gardener and love to dabble a little bit in the yard, or a landscaper, or you just want to improve the look of your yard, then do we have the event for you. It's KKB's Green and Growing Garden Show and Sale, which is coming up in April. It's perfect for the gardener and all of us. We'll have all the events and tell you how you can get your tickets and what you'll find at that big show.
For the gardener, not yet.
That's
right. As well. So before we get to all of that, there are a lot of other things going on in Kingsport we don't want you to miss out. So here are your latest chamber news.
We're so happy to be joined by our host for today's Kingsport Chamber Zone. He's a good friend of ours and a partner here with your Kingsport Chamber. He is Andy True, who is the Chief Information Officer with Kingsport City Schools. Andy, thanks for hosting us today.
Absolutely. I've decided if you need a third for Chamber Zone, I do weather predictions apparently now and road reports.
Well, what's so great is that people, if they didn't know what the voice looked like, who was leaving them the messages about school schedules, now they have a face.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
And he's also the star of a video right now that's about to go viral.
Well,
so check out Kingsport City Schools Facebook page if you've not seen that yet. So, well, Andy, it's good to see you. I know you've been very busy these first 2 months of the year, what with all the snow schedules and changes and everything. But in addition to all of that, there's a lot going on with Kingsport City Schools. You know, a lot of awards and so many other things. But give us an update just on how things are going with Kingsport City Schools as we approach the midway point of the spring semester.
Absolutely. This is a very busy time of year as we're, right in the middle of the semester where schoolwork is going on every day in the schools, a lot of major projects that students are doing as they build over the course of the semester. Now we're kind of in that mid-range time where students are starting to see assessments down the line when it comes to TCAPs and end of course and those types of things that are coming. So this is a very busy time in the classroom as students are really working on a lot of academic work. And then at the district level, we also have a lot of things going on, projects which I know we're going to talk about today, and just some really exciting things as we look to how we can be better as a school district, but also to be able to provide a better educational experience with our students, whether that's the one-to-one rollout of technology devices for our 6th graders. You have things like our band heading to Carnegie Hall to play here in the next few days. So all of those types of things are really building as we go through the course of the semester, and it's really exciting to see that take place.
And when we talk about the school system, I think a lot of people immediately think about what an award-winning school system that you all have here in Kingsport, and of course the one that immediately comes to mind is that very illustrious SCORE prize that was awarded to the Kingsport City Schools. Talk to us about that.
That was very exciting. That starts with a blind data review, so we don't apply for that, or it's not something we seek out. It comes to us, and to be recognized just through that data review as being one of the top 3 districts in Tennessee was exciting. And then we go through a process where the State Collaborative on Reforming Education, SCORE, gives us some criteria based around their key pillars, their key the items that they really emphasize when it comes to public education, and ask us to demonstrate how we are performing in those particular areas. And so we put together a lot of information for them. They came and did a site visit for us in the fall last year, as they did with the other 2 finalists, and then they review all of that and award the SCORE prize to the top district in Tennessee. And we were very excited that we had been nominated now for 2 years in a row, did not win last year, but that we were selected as the top district in Tennessee this year. So that's exciting for us. Obviously, when you receive an award like that, it's exciting, but just really for us to get confirmation that we're doing good things, we're student-focused in the way we're operating, and to have a kind of a nonpartisan group come in like that and recognize us for that work is really affirming that we're doing the right thing for our community. And they'll come back here in the next coming days and present a banner for us and kind of have an award ceremony at a choral presentation that we're going to have, and so it'll be an exciting time to receive that.
Well, congratulations. That's just a great honor and very much well deserved. And one reason you got the SCORE prize is because the Kingsport City School System is known for your excellence in teaching, but you're also known for your innovation. And a great idea that you've just created that recognizes that excellence is your Hall of Fame for educators, administrators, and staff that have made significant contributions throughout the years to students in Kingsport City Schools. So tell us about your Kingsport City Schools Hall of Fame.
We're really excited about that. We've been talking for quite some time about how we can recognize and honor the heritage of our district. We are fortunate to have a successful district, but that didn't start with us. That started for the generations of teachers that came before us and other workers and educators in the district that came long before us to establish that foundation. And so what we've been trying to do is look for ways that we can recognize and honor those individuals that made Kingsport City Schools what it is. And the Hall of Fame is one of our, and really will turn out to be our key hallmark award for those folks that came before us. So we have some different categories of time of folks pre-1960, 1916 to 1990, and then 1990 to present, some different categories. And what we'll do is we're accepting nominations right now for individuals. Doesn't have to be just a teacher. We have all of those important folks that were key to us when we were kids. Maybe it was a bus driver, maybe it was a nurse or an instructional assistant or a secretary or a custodian, any of those folks that were important and really need to be recognized. We're taking nominations from the community that they can go in and nominate, and then this summer we'll go through a selection process and this fall induct our first class into the Kingsport City School Hall of Fame. So it's an exciting way that we think we can honor those folks that really built the foundation of who we are as a district.
And if people want to submit a nomination, how do they do that?
All of that is on our website at www.k12k.com. There's all the criteria that's listed, how to nominate someone, what the process and the procedure looks like. It's a pretty clean process, about a 2-page form that someone can fill out to nominate, and then also we ask for some letters of recommendation from from other folks that may want to support those individuals. But we tried to make it as streamlined as a process as we could, but yet make it very structured so that we can fully vet out all of the folks that we feel like that need to be and want to be recognized in this way.
Is there a deadline?
Yes, deadline of May 1st, so that way we'll have the summer to really take the time to vet out all of those nominations. We have a committee that we've put together that will follow a process to kind of a step-by-step process to figure out who those final individuals will be. Could be up to 6 folks per year nominated in each class, but because we know there's going to be some momentum here in the first, we're allowing the first year by the bylaws a double class. So we could have as many as 12 in this first year inducted.
Wow, that's great. And the awards just keep coming in addition to the score prize. You've also recently been honored with the Malcolm Baldrige Award.
The TNCPE Achievement Award, and that's the state level Malcolm Baldrige criteria. TNCPE does great work with organizations across the state to really look at their processes and how they function as an organization, and that's a journey we've been on for several years now to really look at not only what's happening in the classroom, but how we function as an organization. Are we doing things the right way from a process and a procedure standpoint? And then how do we, once we go through a process, how do we go back and learn from what we've done to decide if we need to tweak it or make it better? And so that's what the Baldrige criteria really allows you to do, is to focus that review. And we have been fortunate. We've had a lot of staff members that have been trained to go out across the state and serve other organizations. And TNCP has come to us and examined us and recognized us as a state level TNCP award winner. So we're excited about that. Again, that goes to the are we doing things the right way question,
Right, sure.
And getting some validation, and we can always get better, but are we on the right track?
That's great.
Andy, remind us again where we can submit those nominations for your Hall of Fame awards or for any other information about Kingsport City Schools.
Our website is the best place to kind of start, k12k.com, and you can find out all the information for really anything that's going on across the district, how to access us in social media. It's all there in that one spot. So k12k.com is the best place to go.
Well, Andy True, Chief Information Officer for the Kingsport City Schools, thank you so much for being on the show today and for hosting us as well. It's our first time being on location.
That's right.
Yes. You'll have to come back anytime.
We would love to. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. And we'll have an update on the Kingsport Carousel project when we come back with more of your CZ right after this. And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the headquarters here at the Kingsport City School System.
And sitting here in this beautiful building for the Kingsport City Schools gives us a bird's eye view of the beautiful Kingsport Carousel that is so close to being completed. If any of you all have been watching this show, and of course if you've been paying attention on Facebook and as well as news about the city, you know that this carousel project has been going on for many years now, and the fact that it is almost done is just so exciting for everybody involved. In particular, this wonderful woman who has joined us today. She is our arts guru, the person we always go to anytime we want to know what's going on as far as arts are concerned in Kingsport, and that would be Bonnie McDonald, the Cultural Arts Director for the City of Kingsport. Bonnie, thank you for being on the show.
I'm glad to be here.
We love it when Bonnie's on here because I always feel more sophisticated after Bonnie. I
feel well educated.
That's right, about what's going on with the arts. Of course, the big arts buzz right now is the Kingsport Carousel project. It looks like it's so ready to be done, and I know that Bob just asks me every time I talk to him about when he's going to get to ride the giraffe, so could you please?
Not too much longer, Bob. Yes, as you can see behind us here at the Farmers Market, just across from the Chamber of Commerce, our wonderful Pals Roundhouse is just looking so close to being ready. And in fact, it will be ready in time for our Brass Ring Gala. The project has been 5 years at least in the making, has involved over 300 volunteers. People are very excited. We talk about this maybe coming to an end, but really it's a new chapter. It'll be a new way of enjoying the carousel and invigorating our volunteers and our community.
And do you have an anticipated opening date?
Well, we do have an anticipated opening area time. You know, this is a volunteer-driven project. My role is really cheerleader, and I'm glad to do that because I am so impressed by our volunteers. We are looking at the end of April for a completion of the assembly of the frame. This involves a lot of mechanics, and we have a 1956 Herschel frame. Of course, our wonderful volunteers are not going to restore it to the 1956. They're going to bring it up to 2015. So it will have the most up-to-date mechanics that are possible, and that should be the end of April.
Now, before that big grand opening date, you have two events that are coming up where people can get a sneak peek at the building. They can go in. That can also help contribute to the fundraising efforts, which are continuing to go on. So you mentioned the Brass Ring Gala a moment ago. Tell us about that fun event.
Absolutely. You know, this project, it has had such a long time in the making, and so we encourage people to celebrate each and every moment. On March 20th, on a Friday night, we're going to have the Brass Ring Gala. Brass rings are part of carousel lore, and if you don't know about that, I'd be glad to tell you. But it is a moment to stop and celebrate. Our Pals Roundhouse will be completed, and that will be the first time the public will have access to that facility. We will have all of the artwork that has been celebrated over the last few years in the building and there at the gala. It's also the start of our Carousel Fine Craft Show, and that is an opportunity where we bring in regional and local artists. They set up exhibits. It's a time to shop. It's a time to really understand that a lot of the folks that go to Asheville or Maryland live right here in our area, and we need to celebrate them as well. So March 20th is a big gala. We have festive food, lively music. All of our volunteers will have their wares and their artistry on display, so we encourage the public to come out. It is a fundraiser. We have more fundraising to do the mechanics of the frame, those upgrades that I mentioned. The Carousel Fine Craft Show, the Brass Ring Gala will contribute to that.
Well, and in addition to those, you mentioned more fundraising to take place. You have a Kickstarter campaign that's underway as well that would allow other people to contribute to the carousel. We do. We've looked at Kickstarters for a number of years, and we finally got to the point where we thought that we were ready to do that. If people don't know, Kickstarter is a crowdsourced fundraising tool that's available on the web. So we have a lot of fans that are outside of our area, but they still want to participate. So it's a good, easy way for them to contribute. We lined up a number of benefits, such as your tickets to the Brass Ring Gala, or if you'd like a family membership to the carousel, you can come anytime it's open. You have free 4 free tokens for that day, and that family membership could contribute. So we have a number of these benefits lined up on the Kickstarter platform. You can get all of this information at engagekingsport.com. So if you just go to engagekingsport.com, all the information about the Brass Ring Gala, Carousel Fine Craft Show, and the Kickstarter are there. Great.
Bonnie, there's just so much buzz and excitement surrounding the Kingsport Carousel project. This is so unique and it's so thrilling for our community. I know you've been a part of this from the very start, you and so many volunteers. What does the Kingsport Carousel mean for this community?
It's a wonderful legacy project is what it is. As I mentioned, we have over 300 people who have been actively involved. People came as interested volunteers, and they have learned that they have these wonderful artistic skills, and then they have generously given those to the community. It's going to be a destination for our downtown and for our community, and it is a storytelling device. Every single aspect has its own story. We'll be giving tours, we'll be telling teachers and school children about the history of Kingsport through the rounding boards and other things like that. So a very special project. I've just been privileged to be along on the ride.
Well, no pun intended, of course, but one of the things too, if you all have not had a chance to take a look at any of the carved animals that have been on display at various times throughout the project, it's just amazing when you look at that and you think that those are volunteers who did that. It's not like you hired a professional company to produce these.
Exactly, and just we have had wonderful participation, and what we found is that we have this kind of talent in our community, in our region. I don't think it's we should be surprised at that, but sometimes we are, and we just need to celebrate it.
Absolutely. Well, we love a good party. You know that.
Okay, March 20th.
If people want more information about the Fine Arts Craft Show, if they want more information about the Brass Ring Gala, if they want more information about the Kickstarter campaign, the website again
is engagekingsport.com.
Okay, and that will have the calendar and everything that they need, right?
Everything. You can connect to it all there. Give us a call at the Office of Cultural Arts. We're happy to connect you to a creative community.
Well, Bonnie McDonald, our CZ expert on all things arts that are going on in Kingsport. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for you and all the volunteers and all the hard work with the Kingsport Carousel. We look forward to bringing the show there when it opens.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a blast. Thank you, Bonnie.
We'll go round and round.
That's right. Well, we usually do on this show, so be appropriate that day.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about what's shaping up to be an incredibly busy spring for Keep Kingsport Beautiful right after this.
And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the 3rd floor here of the Kingsport City Schools Administrative Support Center.
Pay no attention to my background here when I say this, okay? Spring is just around the corner, which means it is going to be a really busy time for Keep Kingsport Beautiful and the numerous opportunities that they have to make this area even better than it already is. And here to tell us more about that, one very familiar face and one brand new face to the Kingsport Chamber Zone. We have, of course, Robin Cleary, which many of you all know, who is the director of Keep Kingsport Beautiful, a national award winner, the Keep America Beautiful Affiliate of the Year.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, first place.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And we have Rodney Deal. This is Rodney's first time on the show. So, Rodney, we appreciate the fact that you're willing to brave not only the weather, but us, and be on the show with us. Rodney is the Household Sanitation Supervisor, Household Refuse Supervisor, here with the City of Kingsport. You guys had anything going on lately?
Just a few things.
Rodney, thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to do that.
Yes.
Robin, let's get started with you. Give us an overview of Keep Kingsport Beautiful.
Well, KKB is a partnership program between the City of Kingsport and the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce. We're the environmental arm, so to speak, in a nutshell. So a lot of beautification efforts, a lot of environmental cleanups, recycling, and litter prevention education. We do a little bit of all of those things.
You're going to be doing several of them in the next few months because the KKB is preparing for the Great American Cleanup, and you have a very hectic schedule this spring with all of your beautification and environmental events. So highlight some of that for us.
The Great American Cleanup is actually an initiative of Keep America Beautiful, of which we are an affiliate. It runs affiliate of the year. It runs from the beginning of March through the end of May. So across the nation, affiliates are doing all kinds of cleanup efforts and education efforts, and we have a lot of those going on here in Kingsport. We start actually next Thursday. March the 5th will be the first of our free gardening seminars that we hold at the Kingsport Public Library, the first 3 Thursdays in March at noon in the auditorium. Next Thursday the 5th we have a session on invaders in our gardens, invasive plants, and the natives that you can use to replace those with. March the 12th we've got the ever popular Roy Odom, who is going to, he's always pack the house with him. He's going to do a really cool session on giving your landscaping a facelift, kind of moving some plants around, adding a few plants, and just kind of giving everything a little bit of a polish for spring. And then our last session on March the 19th is pest-free gardening, where you can listen to Phil Ramey, who is just a fabulous volunteer with the Harvest of Hope Community Gardens, tell us how we can garden pesticide-free. So we've got that coming up. Then we'll go right into the Tennessee Environmental Conference at Meadowview, March 17th and 18th. And when we start our cleanups in April, we have got our Greenbelt cleanup that's sponsored by Eastman Chemical Company, Eastman Credit Union, and Indian Path Medical Center. That will be on Saturday, April the 25th, and we will kick off at the PetSmart entrance to the Greenbelt. That's always a great event. And then we will have our downtown Kingsport cleanup on Saturday, May the 9th. And we have a brand new sponsor this year for that, Domtar, that is joining us, which I think is just a great partnership because they are located right in downtown Kingsport. And we'll be getting the downtown area all cleaned and polished before Racks by the Tracks and the Thursday and Friday concerts start. And then Fun Fest is right around the corner. So.
Just a few things going on.
Just a few things going on.
Yeah, not much, not much. See, I think you're going for that Affiliate of the Year award again.
Yeah, always, always.
Rodney, I should have mentioned, of course, the city is a huge partner with Keep Kingsport Beautiful,
Yes.
and of course the organization is very thankful for that. Another event that's coming up is the CPR Week, and that is something that's beneficial both for the households in Kingsport as well as the businesses in Kingsport. Tell us about that.
Yes, April the 6th through the 17th, we do our cleanup weeks. It's run on the trash schedule, which is a bi-weekly schedule. So it goes about 2 weeks, and people can put out things that they've been, wanting to put out for a while, and we'll have the resources available to pick up more material than we normally do. So we asked everyone to put it out to the curb so we can pick it up and everything like that. So we also do garbage by the can, so if you've got like a room or something that you need to clean out and everything, that's a good opportunity to set it out. We have trucks come by and pick up the stuff, so it's a good opportunity to get rid of a lot of things that you may have wanted to all winter long, especially with the snow that's been going on, and you've got a little extra backup. It's an opportunity to put it out during that time and get out and clean the yards up. And we know everybody will have a lot of stuff to clean up after this winter storm and everything, so it'll be a good opportunity to clean the yard and the landscaping back up and put it out, and we'll be able to take care of it during those 2 weeks.
And the city puts a lot of time and attention into the importance of recycling. That's a major emphasis for the city of Kingsport. So tell us a little bit more about some of your efforts with recycling and what's new on that front.
Yeah, for our recycling program, a couple of years ago we started investing a lot of time in a better way of doing it. So we looked at single stream. We partnered up with Rock 10 on single stream efforts so we can commingle everything. Then we went and got the carts and the trucks so we could pick it up in an automated style to help that out and give everyone a bigger bin so they can concentrate more.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yes, it was great. And we asked everyone if they do not have a bin, all they have to do is call Public Works at 229-9451.
Well, Rodney Dill with the City of Kingsport and Robin Clearly with Keep Kingsport Beautiful. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for all the great work you all do to keep our city so beautiful and clean.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Stay tuned. We're going to wrap up this episode of the Kingsport Chamber Zone right after this.
Well, it's time to wrap this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone. We want to thank our good friends and partners here with the Kingsport City School System for hosting us today. Just an absolutely beautiful building with beautiful views, and they do such a great job. And as always, we want to thank the great team at Charter Media for the great job they do in producing our show. And a special round of applause to Doodle, Mike Mayfield, with Charter Media for pinch hitting for our producer and director Jason today. Thank you, Doodle.
Sorry, Doodle.
Yeah.
We also want to tell you that to find out what's going on in Kingsport, of course, you can always watch us here on the Kingsport Chamber Zone. You can also check out the Kingsport Chamber's website, kingsportchamber.org. If you want to be social, they want to be social with you. You can come visit them at 400 Clinchfield in their beautiful offices as well in this same building. You can also find them on Facebook, and you can follow them on Twitter.
And don't forget the KKB's Keep Kingsport Beautiful's Green and Growing Garden Show and Sale set for Sunday, April the 19th at the Kingsport Farmers Market. For all the information on that event, to get your tickets and also get an update on all their spring environmental cleanup events, go to your Kingsport Chamber's website at kingsportchamber.org.
And as we mentioned earlier in the show, a lot of events going on with the Kingsport Carousel Project. You can check out engagekingsport.com to find out all of those. And additionally, if you want to nominate somebody for the Kingsport City Schools Hall of Fame, please go to k12k.com.
And one final shout out, and it's very appropriate because this is for your Kingsport Chamber's Leadership, Youth Leadership Program, Shout. They are now accepting Shout applications for 2 sessions this summer. So if you have a high schooler that's interested in leadership skills and training, this is the perfect opportunity for them. Just go to kingsportchamber.org for more information.
Find the Shout tab on kingsportchamber.org.
And that's enough shouting on this show for today. For all of us with your Kingsport Chambers on, until our next visit together, we are Bob and Laura reminding you to please be loyal
and buy local. Have a great week.